and myths about Canada Post. What is fact and what is fiction? First, Canada Post is wasting taxpayers' money. Canada Post is not operated using taxpayer money. It is a self-sustaining organization funded by its own revenue streams. The revenue data from 2017 to 2023 shows that Canada Post has managed to generate substantial income from parcels, transaction mail, and direct marketing, despite declines in certain areas. In 2023, Canada Post's total revenue was approximately $6,731 million, derived from parcels $3,482 million, transaction mail $2,298 million, and direct marketing $951 million. While there has been a decline in the volume of mail and parcels, the financial loss is not as significant as often portrayed. This financial independence is crucial when comparing Canada Post's wages to those offered by other logistics companies like UPS and FedEx, as it highlights the competitive environment in which Canada Post operates. Second, every year Canada Post claims astronomical losses are due to declining mail and parcel volumes. Canada Post's revenue data from 2017 to 2023 shows that while there has been a decline in the volume of mail and parcels, the financial loss is not as significant as often portrayed. For instance, the revenue from parcels increased consistently until 2021, with only slight decreases thereafter, and the transaction mail revenue has seen gradual decreases but not catastrophic declines. However, the significant investments made by Canada Post in 2023 also contributed to the financial challenges. According to the 2023 annual report, Canada Post invested $743 million in its network and operations, which included the completion of the Albert Jackson Processing Center at a cost of $470 million. These investments, while important for future efficiency and capacity, have contributed to the current deficit. Instead, attributing Canada Post's deficit solely to declining demand for mail and parcels, as some media reports do, is overly simplistic and does not fully reflect the situation. Inefficient management and the failure to respond to market changes have caused issues that go beyond simple demand reduction, and these problems are shared by other traditional logistics companies as well. As seen in the cases of UPS and FedEx, the logistics market has undergone fundamental structural changes due to the rise of giant companies like Amazon, and Canada Post's inability to respond adequately to these changes is one of the major reasons for its deficit. Third, the high wages of Canada Post employees are also a problem. Compared to private sector logistics companies like UPS and FedEx, Canada Post's wages are relatively modest. UPS and FedEx offer starting wages of at least $23 per hour, with experienced drivers often earning over $32 per hour, depending on location and role. Based on recent wage tables, FedEx drivers can earn up to $39,082 per hour at the highest level, based on the updated 2024 wage tables, while UPS feeder drivers can earn between $36,014 and $37.77 per hour, depending on the type of vehicle they operate. These wage ranges indicate that UPS and FedEx pay significantly higher wages to experienced drivers compared to Canada Post. At this point, one might wonder, how many vice presidents does Canada Post have? A significant factor contributing to Canada Post's expenses, which is often overlooked, is the cost associated with upper management. Unlike other logistics companies, Canada Post has over 20 vice presidents, and the average salaries for these executive positions are considerably high. This structure means that a substantial portion of the company's expenditures goes toward executive compensation rather than frontline operations. In contrast, the executive structures of UPS and FedEx are leaner. UPS has a substantial number of executives, but the specific number of VPs is less transparent, with fewer high-level executives compared to Canada Post. The high number of VPs at Canada Post, coupled with their salaries, suggests that management costs could be a major contributor to the financial challenges the company is facing, rather than labor costs for frontline employees. Finally, what is the biggest issue facing Canada Post right now? Canada Post's revenue data from 2017 to 2023 shows that while there has been a decline in the volume of mail and parcels, the financial loss is not as significant as often portrayed, but rather a combination of inefficient management, failure to adapt to changing market conditions, and the impact of new competitors like Amazon. The starting wage of $21.80 per hour, with increases over time, is reflective of fair compensation for workers, and this should not be misrepresented as a major financial burden. Understanding the context in this way highlights the need to address structural issues beyond simple demand decline, while also recognizing the value of Canada Post's workforce and the importance of their role in maintaining a vital public service. Given the current situation, I believe it should be easy for Canadians to understand why an agreement between the union and Canada Post has not been reached. While researching this, I found myself leaning towards supporting the union. I'm curious to know what you think about this.